Here with Moose, the latest house guest to be evicted from the Big Brother Canada 10 house and the second member of this year's jury. Moose, you and Herman left in back-to-back weeks. Why do you think you were both targeted?
Honestly, we were both targeted, Murtz, because we were both big players. Let's be real. Herman won an HOH, won a power of veto. I won a couple of safety comps as well as my own power of veto. So we were both players that were out there playing the entire time. We were so certain on our social, on the social side of things moving forward that we really didn't think that this was going to be the case. But as we both noticed, our social ties weren't as deep as we thought. And I think that was our ultimate demise and the reason why we ended up both going home back-to-back weeks.
Do alpha males have an advantage or a disadvantage in this game?
You know what? That's very interesting. I don't think this season has really had that sort of an alpha male type player. I think Gino, people might see Gino as that kind just purely based on the way he looks, but he really didn't have that mentality in the game. Was very soft spoken, did things his own way. But I don't think that there is an advantage to being that sort of, actually, you know what? I think it would be a disadvantage, especially in this cast that we had this year, because they really wouldn't have the ability to sway people socially, which has been a huge part of the reason that people have been staying in the game this long.
You seemed genuinely happy when Gino won HOH. Were you surprised that you ended up leaving the house with him in power?
A little bit. I was a little bit surprised. I really was happy when Gino won because I thought that I was going to be safe for the week, but he concocted a plan and he wanted me to be a part of it. And I said that I was agreeable because I wanted to not only secure my own safety in a power of veto competition, but I wanted to prove to myself and the rest of Canada that I'm here to game and I'm here to win. And that's what I would have done. That's what I wanted to do in that power of veto. So I'm not going to back down from a challenge. Gino wanted to put me up. He said I could use him as a pawn next week. So I saw that as valuable as well in my campaign if I were to stay on the block, which I did use, but it still didn't matter at the end of the day.
After Gino won HOH, who did you think he would nominate?
I really thought he was going to put up a combination of Summer, Kevin, or Marty. I really thought he wanted to get rid of Marty, and I thought putting up Kevin or Helena in that case would have ruined their little trio that they had going. So I thought it was going to be Summer for sure, along with one of those three, but he wanted to really secure the backdoor on Marty, which is why I was sitting in that seat. But yeah, I think that that's what he really wanted at the end of the day.
What did you think when Helena won the veto, and did you think she would use it?
Oh, I was devastated. We had the cards. It was 4v1, and everything that's bad happens in the Big Brother house, and that was the worst possible thing that could have happened. I was really happy for Helena that she finally got over the hump and won her first competition. I didn't think she was going to use it at all, and at the end of my journey, she told me she should have used it and felt duped by Gino, which was really interesting to me. So I don't know really what happened there, but I didn't think Helena was going to use it. I was devastated that she won, but super proud of her that she finally got her first one on her resume.
When you found out that there was a secret veto, did you think that it would be used to save you or Summer?
Initially, when I heard there was a secret veto, I thought there's only one person that wouldn't use it, and that was Marty. And looking around the room, I really felt that it was Marty that had that secret power. So I really didn't think it would have made sense for him to use it, which is why I essentially put myself on the line in front of the house. I let everybody know I would protect whoever it was, even though I thought it was Marty, in front of the whole house. So I didn't expect him to use it, seeing that it was him. But if it was anybody else and they didn't use it, then I really think that maybe there was a whole plan to get rid of me in the first place.
Do you believe Summer did a better job at campaigning, or do you think the other house guests just thought you might be better in the competitions?
I definitely thought people got rid of me because they thought I was better in competitions and had the ability to win this whole game. I thought my campaign was solid. I think the people that I spoke to were really thorough about keeping me. Betty said to me herself that she wanted to see me here and wanted me to stay. And maybe it was a ruse just to make me feel good in the moment, and they really just wanted to get rid of me. But I had two ideas for my campaign, and both of them fell through. And I was told by multiple people that they think I'm somebody that they thought I was somebody that could win the entire game, which is why getting rid of me now was a better choice. So I'm going based off of what people said and what I think, and I think that they thought I was a better competitor than Summer.
You and Kyle knew each other outside of the house. What did you think about his run as head of household?
Listen, there are a lot of words that I can use other than bad. Okay, it was a bad HOH week. He burned trust with essentially everybody in the house, had a chance to use me as somebody, as an advantage for him for the rest of the game, decided to burn that bridge, which ultimately led to multiple other bridges being burned. He thought he was going to be a big player in the game, but was knocked out in the week afterwards, and that is when the Moose curse began. So Kyle started that for me, but I just think that HOH week was the worst in the history of Big Brother.
This was a unanimous vote. Did that surprise you?
No, it didn't surprise me. I was told by everybody essentially that they were voting for me. Gino was the first one that came and said that the vibe was to get rid of me. So I think people just had multiple conversations and thought at the end of the day, it's better to get rid of a bigger player than Moose, and Summer isn't somebody for us to worry about right now, which is kind of what I was understanding from other people, even though Summer is deeply tied to a lot of people and I think is playing the best game right now. So I think that I wasn't really surprised at all by the unanimous vote. You know, I was sitting there thinking about when I was hitting jury house on that seat.
What was your strategy heading into the house, and how did it change, if it did, when you were actually there?
So my strategy going in was to find one or two people that I could truly rely on. I didn't want to call it a final three, but I wanted one or two very close people that I could rock with for the entire game. I started to build that until week 3 when a bunch of lies were spread about me and all of this drama started. So I had to really shift my game and pivot to just regaining trust from people and trying to build new alliances and new relationships throughout the entire game. So it shifted after week 3. I was going off of my original strategy when I got in there, had a couple people that I really trusted, but after week 3, it pivoted to regain trust, show people that you're a competitor, and try to be as honest and as loyal as possible moving forward.
And finally, who is the more famous Moose to have been in the Big Brother Canada house, you or Marcia?
Look, I've heard a lot of stuff about Marcia, okay? And she made a little bit of an appearance in our season, but I'd like to think that I've overtaken Marcia as the bigger Moose. I really hope that I have, and I've made a big enough impact in the game. So I think it's Moose B, but it's all love to Marcia. We're Mooses united, and I'm a big fan of hers as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks. See you, Murtz.